Track and field earns Horizon League honors.
And women's basketball sets a new school record.
All this and more coming up on the Penguin Rundown. Welcome into the Penguin Rundown. I'm Kelsey Norris alongside Kyle Wills. Kyle, super excited to be hosting with you today.
Yeah, this week we finally got a chance to host with each other for the first time, and I'm really looking forward to the opportunity that we have today, and hopefully we have a very exciting episode.
Yeah, we have a lot going on. Football's back in action. We have basketball, track and field, but I think you're going to get us started with some men's basketball.
The YSU football team and the whole Penguin community mourns the tragic loss of former wide receiver Darius Shaq Shackelford. He played with the team from 2015 to 2020. Our thoughts and prayers are with the whole football team and Shaq's family during this difficult time. The men's basketball team had a busy weekend with 2 games that went into overtime at Robert Morris and a Monday afternoon game versus Rochester. On Friday, the Penguins took the short trip to Moon Township to pull away with the 84-78 win over the Colonials. Junior Darius Quisenberry led the team in his return with 20 points, while senior Nas Bohannon had 18 points and 7 rebounds. On Saturday, the men showed up to play once again, going into overtime for the second day in a row. Senior Michael Akuche led the team to a 70-66 victory. Akuche set the Youngstown State Division I single-game rebounding record with 24 rebounds. Akuche also scored 11 points, earning him his 5th double-double of the season. Quisenberry continued to announce his return by dropping 21 points on the night. After a break on Sunday, the men returned to the court Monday afternoon, where they beat Rochester 60-50 at home. Akuche had a team-high 16 points, while Quisenberry added 12 points and 5 assists, and freshman Alex Vargo added 11 points of his own. The Penguins improved to 11-10 overall and 6-10 in the Horizon League. Up next, the men's basketball team hosts Purdue Fort Wayne on Friday and Saturday. Tip-off is slated for 5 p.m. both days.
The YSU women's basketball team continued their winning ways this past weekend with a weekend sweep over Purdue Fort Wayne. The Penguins set a school record on Friday, scoring 102 points. This is a team record for points scored in a Horizon League contest. 11 players scored for YSU on Friday afternoon, and the Gwins were led by senior Mary Dunn. Dunn scored 23 points and shot 83% from the field. Behind Dunn was McKenna Peters, who knocked in 5 three-pointers, recording her first double-double of the year with 11 total rebounds. The team shot 60% overall and cruised to a 102-60 victory in Game 1. The following day, the team didn't reach triple digits, but still came out victorious. McKenna Peters was on fire once again, hitting 3 three-pointers and finished with 19 points. The Penguins got a good performance out of Nneka Obiizor. Obiizor had 16 points and a near double-double with 8 rebounds. This performance helped her earn her 3rd Nike Horizon League Freshman of the Week title in 6 weeks. The Penguins pulled away in the second half and secured the weekend sweep with a 68-52 victory in Game 2. Up next, the Penguins travel to take on IUPUI. Both games start at 6 p.m. You can hear it on 1390 WNIO or watched on ESPN+.
The spring football season is just over a week away, and the preseason honors have been announced. The Gwins have 3 players that made these honors. Offensive tackle Dan Becker and return specialist Jake Coates made first-team All-Conference, while defensive lineman DeMarco Craig earned honorable mention. Coates, one of the top returners in school history, was second-team All-MVFC in 2019 and owns the school record with 76 career punt returns and 507 yards, ranking second in school history in return yards. Becker has started 21 games at left tackle over his years at YSU, and Craig has played in 11 games, racking up 39 tackles with 22 solo in the 2019 season. Be sure to tune in as YSU plays its first football game Sunday, February 21st at North Dakota State.
On to the volleyball team, who continues to struggle after starting their season 2-0. The Gwins held a fight in their second matchup against Purdue Fort Wayne, but were defeated 3-0. Sophomore Josie Borum led the team with 11 kills and 2 blocks, while junior Morgan Cleveley led with 11 digs and 3 aces. On Monday, Youngstown State returned to the Beagley Center and took on the undefeated UIC Flames. The team would endure their third straight loss of the season to the Flames by a set score of 3-0. Junior Alexia Burns led the team in kills with 8, while contributing 9 digs and 13 assists. Josie Borum followed Burns with 7 kills, and Morgan Cleveley, as well as Margot Thompson, each had 12 digs for the Gwins. At Youngstown State, they'll have to bring their A game once again as they travel on the road and take on the undefeated Wright State Raiders next Monday. For highlights of Tuesday's matchup against UIC, be sure to check out YSUsports.com. And now, for more on the volleyball team, we'll send it over to our own Richie Giuliano and Katie Rogers-Vidala at the roundtable.
Hi everyone, welcome into the roundtable. Richie Giuliano alongside Katie Rogers-Vidala. Today we're going to be talking some women's volleyball as they wrapped up their series against UIC this week. Katie, we'll start it off on a bright spot. Alexia Burns, the senior setter who has now come in after back surgery a year ago and has taken on a completely different role with this team in the new year.
Yeah, I really like that Coach Scott has changed her from being a setter to an attacker, so she's really helping around in the rotation that they are starting. But on the offensive end, she has 80. She's leading the team in assists. She has 89, and she's second in the team in kills, and she has 31. Her hitting percentage keeps increasing, and I really like what I'm seeing out of her.
Now, you talked about that new rotation that Aleni Scott has put in this year. Can you just describe that a little bit and how this has allowed Alexia Burns to become a hitter?
Yeah, last year they ran a 5-1, and Libby Darling stepped in for Alexia Burns while she was injured, so they were really out of rhythm. But so they changed it to a 6-2 now, where it's 6 attackers and 2 setters. So she's going alongside freshman Lexi Beakey, and she's really improving for the team as well. So I like the new rotation that Coach Scott has put out for them.
Yeah, now that we mentioned the bright spot for Youngstown State, they have struggled here in the early going, and the big thing has been receiving the volleyball. They already have 35 reception errors, which is just one too many. That's about 7 per match. They're going to have to fix that here in the middle half of the season.
Yeah, and along with that, they're just really out of rhythm this year. When they get the serve receive, when they get their original passes, and once they set the ball, their hits are going out of bounds. They're not blocking very well, and it's just not good for them right now.
Yeah, you mentioned not blocking very well. They have been doubled in the blocking column. They only have 1 block per set. How do you think Youngstown State's going to be able to fix that here in the next couple of weeks?
Well, hopefully instead of doing solo blocks, they do tag blocks, because solo blocks are not helping them at all right now, but hopefully people could come off the bench and also help. Nadia Pace, Amanda Lebiota, anybody really.
So let's talk about their schedule right now. They're in the gauntlet of this Horizon League schedule. They just face UIC, who's one of the top teams, not just in the Horizon League, but in the country. And then they have to face Wright State next week. That's going to be a big challenge for Youngstown State.
Yeah, but it'll be a big confidence booster if they get that win under their belt. And then they're going to be playing Robert Morris, as you said, the first time they're going to be playing in the Horizon League. But I really hope they get that win next week because they really need it.
So then they play Northern Kentucky. They come back March 1st, and they play Northern Kentucky for 2 games. Then they play Robert Morris, who's 0-4. How big is it to at least get a sweep in one of those 2 series?
Oh, it's a big sweep. Because they're at 2-3 right now, it would be really nice if we get like a 4-game win streak. Yeah.
That'll wrap it up here at the round table. Be sure to catch up on Youngstown State Volleyball. They will play Wright State next Monday and Tuesday. That will start at 6 p.m. Back to Kyle and Kelsey.
The men's swim and dive team continues to stay busy in the pool. Last week, senior diver Christian Matthews was named the Horizon League Diver of the Week. Matthews set personal best marks in the 1 and 3 meter events against Gannon. Matthews is the first YSU men's swimmer or diver to be recognized as an Athlete of the Week since the program started up again in 2019. On Saturday, the men headed to Denison, where freshmen Soma Albert, Cody Thill, and senior Ben Ginger all picked up wins. Albert won the 200-yard backstroke with a time of 1 minute and 59.09 seconds. Ginger took home first place in the 100 backstroke with a time of 57.7 seconds. Thill made his collegiate debut by winning the 1 meter diving event and placing second in the 3 meter diving event. The Penguins aren't scheduled to compete again until April when they head to the Horizon League Championships.
The track and field team earned more recognition for their stellar performances at the Watts last weekend. 4 YSU runners made headlines in the Horizon League as Nike Players of the Week. Junior Sean Peterson and sophomore Janiah Bowers received honors as the Nike Runners of the Week. And in the field, juniors Wyatt Leftker and Olivia Jones received the same distinction. Bowers and Leftker both received this honor for the 2nd time in a row, already at the season at the January Invitational. Peterson received the honors for his 800-meter record, which clocked out as the 18th fastest in the country. Bowers clenched this recognition for her third time in her career, second time this season already. She ran her personal best, finishing first in both the 60-meter and the 200-meter for the women. Lefker was recognized for his performance in the field, setting and then subsequently beating his own record in pole vault 2 events in a row. This junior also set the program record when he cleared the bar at 4.93 meters. And finally, Olivia Jones scored the winning 3,440 points in her event, the heptathlon. She secured first place in the 60-meter hurdles, high jump, shot put, and long jump, 4 of the 5 total events. Congratulations to these track and field runners for their well-deserved recognition. Catch them, if you can, a short distance away at the Kent State Invitational Valentine's Weekend.
The men's and women's cross-country team headed to Florida to compete in the FSU Winter XC Classic Friday morning. This was their first outing since November 2019. On the men's side, sophomore Chase Easterling and freshman Hunter Christopher led the Gwins to a third-place finish overall. Easterling placed finished overall, and Christopher placed 7th overall. Christopher's time of 25 minutes, 9.2 seconds earned him the new Youngstown State freshman 8,000-meter record. On the women's side, sophomore Morgan Cole ran a time of 21 minutes and 54.6 seconds, which earned her an 11th place finish. The women's cross-country team also placed 3rd in the FCU Winter XC Classic.
Last Wednesday, the soccer team welcomed in Oakland to take on the Golden Grizzlies in their season opener at Farmers National Bank Field. The women were narrowly defeated by Oakland 2-1, as the Penguins' only point came from a penalty kick from sophomore star Marcella Sizer in the 30th minute. The soccer team returned to action yesterday at noon at YSU, as YSU traveled to Detroit Mercy to take on the Titans. Check out YSUsports.com for that final score. The Penguins will play again next Wednesday versus UIC.
The men and women's tennis team has a full schedule in the coming weeks. Though a match against Buffalo for February 5th was canceled, the men are at Dayton on February 12th and play Marquette in Dayton February 13th. Vasilis Vardakis was named the Horizon League's Player of the Week after winning a pair of matches last weekend and playing at the #1 spot in the lineup. On the women's side, Cecilia Rosa snagged the Horizon League Singles Player of the Week and earned top doubles team honors alongside Elvira Esteo. The team swept Eastern Michigan at home January 31st. The team lost this weekend in Las Vegas, being swept by UTSA, UNLV, and Florida Atlantic. Up next, they take on UIP at home before traveling to Kane on the 14th. Let's send it off to Abbas Braswell, where he has this week's Play of the Week.
Thanks, guys. This week's Play of the Week is a long rally by the volleyball team, ending in a fantastic kill by Alexia Burns. Let's take a look. Here's the start of a long rally between Youngstown State and UIC on Monday night. The Penguins and the Flames going back and forth, as this would end up being the longest rally of the match. YSU does a good job covering off the block from UIC, and in the end, Josie Burham sets up Alexia Burns for an outside attack to win the rally. The Penguins won the point, but would end up losing the match. Congrats to the entire 6 players of the volleyball team and on a long rally. And good luck next week at Wright State. Kelsey and Kyle, back to you.
Thanks, Abbas. That's all for this week's episode of Penguin Rundown. For news, highlights, and more, check out YSUsports.com. And be sure to follow us on all of our social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Penguin Rundown 1. I'm Kelsey Norris.
I'm Kyle Wills.
Have a great week, Penguins. First time out. Wow. They should pay us more.
I wish I wasn't.
Me too.